Sharon Eyers, thanks ever so much for joining us. We're here today to celebrate the very best of coaching in the game of cricket across Middlesex. Now, Sharon, as the person who's responsible for developing coaching and progressing coaching across the county, sum up the year for me, sum up the last 12 months.
Wow, the last 12 months has been amazing, obviously culminating in the award winners, but seeing what we're offering out there and the coaches. I mean, cricket can't work without coaches in the world. The clubs need them. We need to get more qualified, and we're looking to expand programs to make sure we spread the word of more coaching. The young people need it to keep them in the game. And we've extended the program and tutored to over 450 coaches last year.
Impressive. Sharon, you mentioned those coaching awards. We've got each of the 5 award winners with us here today, so we'll be hearing from them. Just before we talk about them individually, a couple of the award winners have mentioned the work they've done with Middlesex Cricket and how that's helped them develop as coaches. Let's kick off with the women's mentoring program. Tell us a little bit about that and what you're hoping to achieve from that.
Oh, that was incredible. So in 2023, we raised some funding to offer to women a mentoring program by some of our most skilled coaches, level 4s and level 3, including our own Carrie Carswell. So we had a team of 6 women coaches who went out to local environments and worked with coaches in their own clubs, which took the pressure off and made them feel more relaxed. And actually, let's see how they're working, what do they want to achieve, and then this team of female mentors just helped them with that throughout the last 12 months.
Incredible. Sharon, I know another thing that's been hugely successful this year is we've really celebrated the diversity of Middlesex as a county. We've got 17 boroughs and they are so ethnically diverse, it's incredible. Delivering coaching programs to non-English speaking participants must indeed be a challenge. How have we made the most of our own team to help that process?
You're right there, it is a challenge, but I'm really pleased to say our own tutor team is fantastic. It's a diverse in itself. We have women and men, and we have people from backgrounds of Muslim and Hindu. So when it comes to those language barriers, we're really in a good place to support those people in those communities to get them through the complex course that they have to go through and the paperwork to then go back in their environments and coach, which is amazing. And that's down to the diverse team that we actually have in Middlesex.
Great to hear. Sharon, there's a phrase I hear which is CPD.
Yes.
I hear it bandied around all the time in coaching,
Yes.
which I think is Continued Development Programme?
Continued professional development.
That'll be it, you see.
Absolutely.
So on the basis of me not fully understanding what it is, perhaps you could expand upon that. What is the CPD all about and why does that exist?
Well, we're really proud of that because basically if you come on a level 1 or a level 2, you're only doing 2 or 4 days of coaching with us. That's just going to put a little bit of knowledge into you, and then you're going to go out into the wide world and gain your knowledge. So actually what we want to do is say to those coaches, off you go into your community, and then actually with the Middlesex professional team that we have in the Sunrisers, come back to us and we'll put on specialist sessions. So far we've already put on specialist sessions in spin, wicket-keeping, fielding, fast bowling, utilising Andy Tennant, Mark Lane and his team, and actually we used Andy Pick from the ECB yesterday on a fast bowling clinic. So actually, let's give some more knowledge to those coaches once they leave us, because 4 days, you become a coach over many years, a great coach.
Sharon, you're absolutely right. The time any coach spends in the role in their own community is what makes them the coach you are. But I guess it's credit to us that we're not just interested in getting coaches in day one, getting them through level 1. We're actually genuinely interested and have a vested interest to improve the quality of cricket through the quality of our coaches across the county.
Well, we do have a vested interest. Where do our cricketers come from that end up playing for the Sunrisers of Middlesex? They come from clubs and communities which these coaches start them on their journey. So actually, without these new coaches, where are the next generation of players coming from? So we have a huge investment, and that's why I'm so pleased that people like Andy Tennant and Mark Lane will give up their time and come out and support those coaches with that knowledge so we can give children and adults the best opportunity they've got to play the game at whatever level they aspire to, whether that's just in club with their friends or actually turning out for the Sunrisers and Middlesex First 11.
Amazing. Sharon, it sounds like there's a huge amount already going on, but what does the next 12 months have in store?
Well, the next 12 months is amazing. So we've just secured some new funding to continue the female mentoring program. I'm pleased to announce that we can now offer that out to male coaches as well, and also to any new clubs or clubs who would like our tutor team to come out to them. We've already run 3 professional sessions this year already and got another one planned in March. And then actually finally what we want to do, and I think it's really important, is go out to the market and actually ask our coaches what it is they want of us. So there will be a survey going out in the next month, and let's see what the market wants and let's see if we can give them what they need.
Busy times ahead.
Busy times ahead.
Sharon, now seems as good a time as any to talk about those award winners. Let's kick off with the winner of the Middlesex Special Award, Briony Brock, who coaches at Shepherd's Bush. Tell us a little bit about Briony.
Well, Briony, I met her a few years back and as a female player, and she really wanted to see more women and girls at Shepherd's Bush. They didn't have any. They probably had, maybe one or two girls. I remember taking down one of the Sunriser players to do a session at the club. It was incredible. And actually today now, so that was last year, they have now over 55 girls and a women's section. And actually Briony's now persuading other women to take their courses, and she's got a team around her. So incredible, really deserves her award.
I've had great support from the club from the get-go, really. Tim Howard, who kind of has always, he's done everything at the club. He was a great, supporter of the girls section and basically enabled me to do whatever was needed to grow that. And there was good support from the committee generally, and parents and everybody, and the girls themselves, really. I've always loved coaching. Ever since I was sort of like at 12 or 13, I'd do bits of holiday camps and different sports and stuff like that. Was just something I've really enjoyed. And getting girls into cricket is such an area for growth, and seeing kind of almost a surprising way that they love it. Yep. Is so nice. I've had parents come up to me and say, I always used to take my son's cricket, and now I get my wife to do that so I can take my daughter to cricket and watch. It's just, they're sort of a bit surprised about it, which I think is quite nice as well. And I do think, it still is a little bit of a different sport for girls to play, and there's something quite nice about being the person that gets them to have that experience and gets them to really enjoy it. And some of the girls, they've said to me, or their parents have said to me, she really wouldn't have even played cricket if it wasn't for you, and that's quite nice, especially if they do carry it on and it brings them joy for years to come.
Numerous credits in your citation for the award was your passion to breaking down barriers and for women and girls to get into the game, and for making the game more inclusive for women. Explain where that drive comes from.
Well, I think it actually comes from my own experiences. So I first played cricket, I played lots of other sports, but at prep school, where in my year group it's predominantly boys, there were only about 8 girls, played cricket in PE, and I came quite naturally to me and I really liked it, and they said, will you come and play this match for us? And I said, yeah, I was so excited, I'd love to. And they said, just one rule, you have to wear a box. And I was like, I just had a complete meltdown. I was like, I don't understand, it felt, and they were like, well, that's the league rules. Because there was just, even though it wasn't that long ago, there was just no thought that a girl might play. That really stuck with me. And I think it's just an example of the way that it just wasn't inclusive from day one. And little things like finding kit that fits and feeling uncomfortable in the kit, and all those things are just things that I was really acutely aware of from my own experience, and I just didn't want that to hold anyone back. From my perspective, if she wants to wear shorts instead of white trousers, it makes absolutely no difference to the game at the recreational level, but if it's going to make her enjoy it versus want to cry and go home, it's a no-brainer. And I think it's just almost a bit of a common sense approach that we can ditch some of these kind of really long-standing ideas about it and make the game something that the girls want to play.
And on to our next award winner, Sharon, who was recognised for his outstanding services to coaching, and that's Jamie Endean from Stoke Newington Cricket Club. Tell us about Jamie.
Jamie's an incredible coach, especially working in the East, which is a really difficult area to work. As you know, Hackney Marsh is very famous for its football, wide expanse of land, and with the investment from ECB and Middlesex, Jamie's done amazing things with many other people at the Marshes, which now thrives. Men and women's teams, junior boys and girls. He does a lot of work in that participation space, but he's also developing those really talented players in the borough cricket. And it is hope one day that some of those cricketers will end up playing for Middlesex. We're really excited to see some East End boys and girls coming into our performance pathway.
How on earth do you find the time to give so much to Stoke Newington?
It's not always easy. I do have a full-time job that takes up a lot of my time, but I just love all aspects of cricket. Whether it's being a spectator or or coaching. I always make the time. Just really love working with young people and playing sport. So you have to love what you do, and I think if you do love what you do, it comes across in the way you approach things and the way you coach people. So yeah, the cricket mad family is mainly my son and myself, but we do love all things cricket and try and get involved as much as possible. He's also coaching now. He's just turned 17. Brilliant. Loves it.
You and all at Stoke Newington have done a huge amount in, well, first and foremost, developing cricket in East London, but I guess most notably is getting cricket back onto Hackney Marshes.
Yes.
Explain how that all came about and how important that's been for the area.
It was a long process. I think Duncan Holden, who you may know, has been very involved in working with the council. We managed to get a pavilion built, which has the new net facilities, which has really helped our situation. We're still struggling with the council-run pitches and having them always sort of ready and perfect. But over the years, they've improved, as I'd like to think our cricket has, and certainly our attendance has. You know, we're a very fast-growing club now, quite a lot of young players, and we have a huge girls and women's section now, which has literally sprung up in the last couple of years. So I think the Marshes is a wonderful place when it's all going strong and you have hundreds of people out on the various pitches. It's a sight to behold. So yeah, onwards and upwards, I think.
And on to our third award, Sharon, which was presented to Adithi Banerjee, who was recognised as our Young Coach of the Year, doing fantastic work at her club, Headstone Manor.
Well, this one really warms my heart, really, because young coaches coming into the game, 18, 19-year-olds starting their coaching journey, working in local community clubs, Headstone Manor. She's really enjoying her career. She's working with the under-9s, under-11s, and I really see good things for her. She's on our mentoring program, and we plan to keep working with her. And one day, I don't know where she's going to end up, but she's really keen on her coaching, and maybe she'll work in the pathway one day also. But these young coaches are really important, and they're such great inspirations to young people.
Huge congratulations on being nominated and winning Middlesex's Young Coach of the Year. You must be extremely proud to have picked up that award.
Yes, definitely, and thank you so much. Firstly, I just want to thank ECB and Middlesex for identifying me and giving me the Young Coach of the Year award. I would also like to thank Vimal, Sharon Eyers, and my parents for mentoring and standing by me. Currently, I'm a veterinary student, so I'm studying veterinary nursing at Middlesex University, and I'm trying to focus balance on two sides, so of course the sciences and sports. So I would like to, of course, get my level 2 done, and then maybe push myself towards the next levels, and then focus on my studies. And yeah.
What's the key to getting those young kids involved? Is it all about fun?
Yes, it's all about fun, but of course teaching them a new skill. So every session we teach them a different skill, and then sometimes we give one-to-ones. And yes, because All Stars is from 5 years old, so I have been focusing on them and trying to make it easier as they grow. Of course, give them more challenges.
I know you're part of the women's mentoring programme that Middlesex run,
Yes.
and that's where you'll have done some work with Sharon Eyers.
Yes.
Explain how that's been helpful to you as you've grown into the role.
So I've been attending all the sessions by Sharon Eyers and the conferences, and it's been really helpful. So after all her sessions, I would go home, just write it down in my book, and that has been, there's a lot of improvement shown in that. Sharon's been really helpful. She, gives you, she has given me like one-to-one sessions, just focusing and trying to motivate me to not give up on anything else and just focus on how you can run the sessions with girls, and yeah.
And next up we have one of our own, Raj Nath, who works within your team of coaches that deliver out in our communities. Raj recognised, of course, for his services to coach development. Tell us a little bit about Raj.
Raj is an incredible asset to our team. When we're working in those diverse areas that we spoke about earlier, the fact that he can speak multiple languages is such a help to our department. His planning is meticulous and he goes out of his way to help anyone.
Another challenge that we have from a coaching perspective is that we are lucky within Middlesex to be blessed with an enormous spread of ethnic diversity across our 17 boroughs. We're probably more ethnically diverse, I guess, than most of the 18 first-class counties. That, in turn, I suppose, must pose challenges if we're trying to engage with coaches that English isn't necessarily their first language. How are we combating that?
So again, we're very lucky that our team of tutors is very diverse, and we're able to help the candidates that come onto our course, like you said, where English isn't their first language. So we can, speak to them or communicate with them, so that helps them get through the course. So we have our, South Asian background tutors that will be able to help the community of South Asian candidates that are out there that come onto the course. Not only are we breaking down those barriers, but we're able to communicate. We're able to, my day job as a participation manager, helping clubs develop, especially number one thing is about getting coaches, and the second thing is about their facilities. So helping those clubs to understand that we are here for them. Being I guess an ethnic role model also helps. Yeah. So they can see where I am or where other colleagues of mine are, and it helps them understand that they can come onto these courses and that they'll be helped to get through them. I think if we see the candidates that you've interviewed today and also in the past, and we've had ECB winners, national award winners over the years. I think Middlesex is very strong with its community of coaches.
And last but of course not least, Sharon, Lourdes Silva, who won the Middlesex Coach of the Year award, topping a fantastic year for her, huge amount of great work up at Highgate. Tell us about Laura.
Highly deserved this award. Laura's been doing some incredible work at Highgate. She also works in the County Under-11 pathway and actually works with the boys borough team as well. So her passions are from participation to performance. She really wants young children to aspire to whatever they want to be, and you can often see her down there at Highgate giving up her own time to help people get better.
Laura, three of the words that were cited in your nomination were your energy, your passion, and the fun you bring to sessions. Is that for you what it's all about?
Absolutely, definitely. At any level, if they're not having fun, then I don't think there's any point. I think sport is really important. I think cricket, I love cricket. I think it's an amazing game. You just see loads of different things come out from sessions from the girls, like, making sure that their athleticism is up to scratch, that, that their skills are strong, that they're confident, but also that it takes brain power as well, and it takes concentration, which I think is really important, because I don't think people are encouraged to concentrate for long periods of time very much anymore. So I think that's a really important part.
Any young female coaches out there or male coaches out there that are looking to get into coaching, what words of advice would you give them as they start out on their coaching journey?
Be brave. I think, I can't speak for men obviously, but I think a lot of women in cricket feel a massive amount of imposter syndrome, and I think it is a very male dominated sport still. I would say just do as much coaching as you can, and you just got to keep going. And there are people are going to speak to you in a certain manner, and people are going to tell you that you don't know what you're talking about, or act like you don't know what you're talking about, but you've just got to keep going. You've got to have a thick skin. That's what I found, and just keep going, because it's brilliant. And what other coaches or parents or whatever think about your coaching doesn't matter, as long as if it's children, the children that you're coaching are enjoying it, then you're doing it right.
Sharon, it's great to hear from each of the 5 award winners who've clearly done a huge amount in the field of coaching in Middlesex this year. Hearing from yourself as well, there's obviously an enormous amount going on, which is great to see. Big year ahead, of course. One thing that stands out to me, Sharon, is 3 of those award winners were females. I guess in a game that's male dominated. Are you yourself, as the person responsible for developing coaching and your team developing coaching in the county, are you looking to get more women into important roles?
Yes, we are. It's really pleasing to see 3 incredible women rewarded this year for their categories. In Middlesex, we do struggle with women coaches. The game is incredibly growing at such a fast rate with the professionalness of the game, but actually women coaches is not. Currently, with our figures, we probably sit at around 17 to 20% of all coaches in Middlesex are female. So we really do want to spend some time this year really encouraging the next generation of female coaches, hence the mentoring program, because what's lacking in females is their confidence. And actually, they're really good at what they do. We just need to give them the confidence to go out and actually prepare the next generation of female players.
Well, Sharon, that sounds incredible. It sounds like that's one of many challenges you've got over the year ahead. It's clearly, as we've said, going to be a busy 12 months. Thanks so much for rounding up the last 12 months and celebrating those award winners. Very well done. Cheers for joining us, and no doubt we'll catch up again soon.
Thank you very much.